If you've been in Dublin recently, you'll see there's hotels popping up all over the place, but one of these hotels has a particularly dark and secret history that goes back to the Great Hunger. Now, the hotel in question is the Hendrick. It's that one there. It's on, unsurprisingly, a place called Hendrick Street. Now, Hendrick Street used to look very different. It looks like this today, but in the 19th century, it looked more like that. And that building there, that's where the hotel is built on today. But it was in that building where one of the first recorded deaths from starvation in Dublin during the Great Hunger took place. So we need to go all the way back to the year 1847, known as Black 47. And in that house, or not even in the house, at the back of the house, a poor family from Leitrim fleeing hunger moved into a shack. Now, this shack is described in the newspapers as really awful. You couldn't even stand up in it. But this family from Leitrim, John and Ellen Mulhern and their 4 children moved in. Now, they'd hoped by coming to Dublin they could escape hunger and poverty in rural Ireland, but that wasn't the case. They found hunger followed them because by 1847 starvation was infiltrating into the streets of Dublin. Eventually they got into such a desperate position that they actually had to give their food to their children just so they could survive. Unfortunately, in February 1847, that couple, John and Ellen Mulhern, would starve to death in that shack at the back of that building on Hendrick Street where that hotel is built today. It's a forgotten story, but it's one we should remember. Now, if you want to hear more about this story, I've made an entire podcast about that family and their experiences and what happened to the children afterwards. That's the show of the week on my link tree, or it's probably right here if you can click on that link. Tomorrow I've got a video on a Dublin street named after an executioner. Do you know who that is? If you do, leave a comment below. Otherwise, follow me and I'll have that video to you tomorrow.